5 things I wasted money on as a first-time mom. What's up guys, I am Misha OD and welcome to my channel. 5 things I wasted money on as a first-time mom. Item number 1, glass bottles. So here's the truth. I really was just trying to be bougie when I suggested when I really wanted glass bottles, and I was so adamant about it. I was at my baby shower telling people like, we don't want plastic bottles, no plastic bottles. I only want my son to drink out of glass bottles. Mind you, I got like 25 glass bottles. Why that was a waste of money was because 1, it was too heavy for my son to hold them, and it kind of made the transition of learning how to hold his own bottle take a lot longer than it needed to, just because it was such a weight to hold. Also, they break, okay? And my son was the kind of child where he would hold the bottle when he finally did, you know, hold it. He would hold the bottle and then he would just let go. And we broke many bottles at that point. And it just became too dangerous to like keep having to clean up all the splinters and all the different stuff. At some point it just became too much. Number 2, we got so many bottles, and that was another thing. Don't buy too many bottles, okay? I know you think you need a lot, but you don't, because when they're young, all these bottles have so many parts, and you have to clean all those parts, and you have to sterilize all those parts, and it just becomes very, very, very time consuming. So I regretted buying so many bottles. I regretted buying so many glass bottles, because we just ended up having to buy a whole new plastic set later, and that was just a waste of money. Wasteful item number 2 goes to the Fisher-Price rocker, and I'm actually gonna put a picture here of it. If you recognize this rocker, it's because this rocker ended up getting recalled. And it's so crazy because my son was using it in the beginning, but something about it I just didn't really like. But he also gained a lot of weight really fast, so he reached the weight requirement to like stop using it really early, and he also didn't like it, which made it a waste of almost $200. That money could have went somewhere else. And it didn't help that it got recalled. Now here's my problem with recall items, because large companies will recall an item knowing that the process of getting your money back is so tedious that it's not even worth it. You're kind of just glad that nothing happened with your child while using the product, that you don't even bother trying to, go through the whole process of getting your money back. And the part that upset me the most is that they claim that they sent a shipping label for the package. They did not send a shipping label. They did not send any packaging to pick up the items that you have to ship back. And they're only giving you back a certain amount of money. They're not giving you back all of what you spent, which was just pointless. Like, after, I think I had set out to do it like 2 months. 3 months went by, 4 months went by, and I just said, forget it. I'm glad he stopped using it, number 1. I'm glad nothing happened, because the straps on the Fisher-Price rocker was a choking hazard, or like kids were sliding out and like choking. No, that was a waste of money. I feel like most rockers are a waste of money, just because depending on your child, they might reach 25 pounds before they reach, 6 months. And then, you can't really use it the first 3 months or the first 2 months because they're so tiny. You end up having to spend more money to get the parts that make it adjustable and comfortable for a newborn. So it depends. If you have the disposable income, why not? But to be quite honest, you could use that money to buy things that are way more helpful to you than a rocker that they're not really gonna be in. Item number 3. Item number 3 would have to be the Playpen gate. And if you know what I mean, I'm gonna try to get a picture to put here. Again, Fisher Price, you are just making the list. So I don't like Fisher Price items. This is just my personal preference. I hate Fisher Price items. I think a lot of them are a waste of money. I think they're poorly made. I don't think they're meant for longevity. And I do not agree that they're safe. Most of the time when I buy a Fisher Price item, it usually gets recalled or it doesn't last long. So that's just my opinion on Fisher Price. You do you, boo-boo, but I ain't buying it again. But let's get back to the gate. So we live in a 1-bedroom apartment. So my son did not like the Playpen. We really just used it for the bassinet, so we had to get something that would kind of seclude him but give him enough space to still like walk around and explore, because our apartment's not that big. I believe if you live in a home, then a gate is fine, but when you live in an apartment, don't waste your time. It's better that you just baby proof your home and remove things that they can reach from their reach than to spend a whopping $165 on a gate. We did that, and I think he was using that thing for like literally 4 weeks. 4 weeks, and he was trying to figure out how to get out of here, or he would cry to get out of there. And to me, that was just a waste of money, personally. Mainly because if you live in an apartment, something like that is definitely a waste of money, because it does not save space. It takes up a lot of space. My child didn't like it, so I personally feel like it was just not useful for me. Item number 4. For item number 4, it's a little controversial, but mucilin wraps and rags and baby towels. Some will say you can never have enough of them. I say you could definitely have too much. Yeah, because realistically, in the beginning, babies do not bathe as much as you think. You're not bathing a child every single day to be dirtying that many towels or rags or receiving blankets and mucilin wraps. We had 3 drawers full, and I just felt like I was using so many because we had them, and therefore it was creating such large amounts of laundry, and it was just becoming a little excessive. I think that it's good to have about 5 to 8, 1 for every day of the week, and then 3 extra, so 10. I think 10 is a good amount to have, because it helps you make sure that you have 1 for every day of the week, and you have 3 in case anything happens, or 3 extras that, in rotation if anything happens. I think that is just a way to reduce the amount of laundry, because let me tell you something, when you have a baby, they go through clothes. They poo themselves, they piss themselves, they puke up, all of that stuff. So you just want to make sure that you have enough, but not too much, because someone has to clean all that. Yeah, somebody, and it's usually you. So it's better to just have a good amount and not too much, because we had like 50. That's excessive. That is very excessive and completely unnecessary. Your son only had, well, my son, your child only has 1 booty. You know what I'm saying? Item number 5. So for item number 5, you could either have one or the other. And personally, I feel like having a crib right away is a waste of money, because when you buy a crib, like those first couple months, your child, well, my child, but your baby's really not gonna sleep in that crib. You're not really gonna want them to sleep in that crib. Your anxiety is so high, you just want them next to you. And at that time, most people just get like a little halo bassinet. And also, I had a C-section. So when you have a C-section, you know, you are in bed most of the time. For the first 6 to 8 weeks, you're in bed. That wasn't the case with me, but you are in bed, and so you just want your child to be, you know, reachable. And having a crib, a huge crib, just taking up all this space, it's not helpful. And you need all the space you can get, especially if you live in an apartment. If you live in an apartment, this video is for you. You house moms, get your crib, get your, you know, get your nursery and all that. Get the full shebang. But us who live in apartment, take your time and buy your crib. You know, don't feel like you have to have a crib right and like prepared before your child gets here, because they're not going to be in it for the first couple months, you know, 3 months, 4 months, sometimes up to even 5, 6 months, depending on, you know, your rules with how you know, want to raise your kid. So don't feel so pressured to have an extravagant crib, because it's just gonna end up housing a whole bunch of clothes and a whole bunch of things that you're not gonna really have time to pack away. And then before you know it, it's a very large, expensive laundry basket. Yeah, imagine $700 for a crib and all its housing is clothes. Just let that sit on your spirit for a second. Babies grow so fast, and to be honest, there's a lot of things that are really just meant for a certain period in their life. And so if you want to utilize your items down to the very, 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 very last, or, you know, last stage, take your time and really think about the items that you're buying, because being a first-time mom can be very overwhelming, and it'll make you feel like you don't have enough, or you make you feel like you want to make sure you check every box. But honestly, some of those boxes are unnecessary. And as long as you have a happy baby who is dressed, clothed, you know, clothed, dressed, same thing, fed and loved, you really don't need half these things. That's all they need. Those are my 5 items that I felt like were a waste of time that I bought being a first-time mom. If you are a first-time mom and have some items that you felt like were a waste of time, don't hesitate to share them in the comment section. I would love to know. I might have some of those items right now still. So let me know if it was a waste of time for you, so I don't waste my time, because there's a lot of stuff I want to get rid of, and I haven't quite figured out if I'm going to use them or not. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.
It's not your situation, I just need contemplation.